All right, Shalom. All the praise, honor, and glory goes unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Also, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and honors to all you fellow laborers that are kicking this word in sincerity and in faith. The Wadi Bashem Yahweh Shai, Kayaha Rakakwadash, the Holy Spirit, resting upon me to do this lesson. Let me go ahead and pull up the comment board. Yep, so the name of the lesson is Worldwide Shutdown and Lockdown is Here. And I'm going to get right into it. Oh, and by the way, hey, the servants are going to be eating. All right, the servants are going to have a great time in these last seconds of America. Well, I'm actually about to go to a furniture store. I got approved. Now, when I got this is a quick testimonial. When I got my apartment in Reno, I had to fix it up. So I went to this spot and it was all through the Spirit. I got it for cheap. Like the store was about to close up. And so I got a gang of stuff for cheap, set up the whole apartment. And I paid off the credit within 3 months. And so I assumed that I would still have the same credit, but I had to reapprove. And I actually got approved for like way more than I did even when I went last time in Reno. So I wanted to, hey, you got to be in the house, right? A lot of the time. So, I'm just fixing my spot up. Now, the lady told me that nobody is getting approved. She was shocked. So they're doing a cash liquidation sale right now. She said, yeah, if you don't get approved, most people aren't getting approved. So she's just accepting cash. But the Most High had me get approved, man. So that's all through the Spirit, man. Because there's things that are going to happen in these last seconds of America to help fulfill the prophecy of. Let me go ahead and grab it real quick in the book of 2nd Ezra, the second chapter. So this is all spiritual, man. Everything is happening perfectly. It's all working in our favor. 2nd Ezra chapter 2, verse 26. As for the servants whom I have given thee, there shall not one of them perish. That's right, man. So we're not supposed to be in that spirit of preparing to perish. We're supposed to be in the spirit of preparing to have everlasting life. All right, never die again. Now, are some of us going to be martyrs according to prophecy? Yes. Yet, by and large, we're not going to perish. For I will require them from among thy number. That's talking about the elect. Be not weary. Right, we're not supposed to be weary. We're supposed to be excited right now. And that's pursuant to the book of Luke, the 21st chapter, which I got queued up. Be not weary. For when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful. Yeah, and you see that. Hey, the beginning of sorrows, like it says in the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter, and also in this book of 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. But thou shalt be merry and have abundance. That's right. Be merry and have abundance. And this is actually being fulfilled right now. Like I said, she said nobody got approved. Nobody's getting approved, and they're selling everything off because they got to shut down for 2 weeks. Now, what she doesn't realize is it's longer than 2 weeks now. It's gonna extend to the 23rd now. Because at first it was till April 7th, but now, like I just watched a video on it, now it's April 23rd, or April 20th, allegedly, supposedly here in California. Because it's a statewide thing now, since last night. And I actually got the news. My mom called me right as we were finishing up camp. All right, so let me go to this, and then I'll get into the lesson. I just wanted to share that. Brothers, keep the faith. All right, keep wishing good. The Most High is gonna give it to us.
By in New York City, where boy, there have been a bevy of developments there since early this morning. Trinity, what you got?
Yeah, actually, now the caseload is over 7,100 in the state of New York. More than half of them are right here in New York City. The governor of New York now ordering a statewide lockdown that will shut down most of the state, including New York City, making America's largest city a ghost town. From a city that never sleeps to a ghost town overnight.
Woo! But it's a worldwide phenomenon. But it's specifically bizarre to have that experience in New York City.
Take a look. The iconic Brooklyn Bridge, which garners hundreds of thousands of people daily, now lays bare.
Feels really disorienting.
Grand Central Station, one of the world's largest transportation hubs, which has more than 750,000 commuters pass through daily, virtually empty.
I've never ever seen this before, and people are losing their minds. But at the end of the day, stay safe.
And Times Square.
But you see Jake. See, Jake got a whole different spirit, man. But he said, hey, look, people are losing their minds. And it just started, man. It just started.
Nearly deserted. This as the New York City streets sit bare after thousands of local businesses are forced to shutter and millions are advised to work from home.
This is totally uncharted territory for us. I've been here for over 50 of those 66 years that we've been open. And I've seen a lot of things happen, 9/11, Hurricane Sandy, 2 blackouts, water main breaks.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo continuing to tighten restrictions as the number of confirmed cases in New York surged past 7,100, announcing a statewide lockdown, shutting down all non-essential businesses across the state except for essential operations, banning all non-solidary outdoor activities, and requiring all non-essential employees to work from home.
There are essential services that will continue to function, but 100% of the workforce. And when I talk about the most drastic action we can take, this is the most drastic action we can take.
The mayor taking aim at President Trump as cases in New York City surged past 4,400 with more than 24 deaths.
You are not using the tools of your office. This is one of the greatest emergencies our nation has faced in generations. Every tool must be brought to bear. For some reason, you continue to hesitate.
Meantime, New York preparing for a drastic influx of patients when the virus hits its peak in about 45 days. The city pursuing plans to turn hotels into makeshift hospitals, which will be used to help quarantine individuals, including the homeless. This, as a U.S. Navy hospital ship with 1,000 hospital beds, is making its way to New York to help manage the crisis. However, officials are still extremely concerned that hospitals will run out of protective gear and medical equipment in a matter of weeks.
Oh, yeah, and then the military, they're going to bring it to you.
Meantime, Rick, in New Rochelle, the epicenter of New York's outbreak remains in containment. The National Guard continues to help clean surfaces and deliver food to people within a 1-mile radius who are not able to get to grocery stores. But some good news also coming out of New Rochelle. The lawyer who was in the center of the hotspot right now reportedly improving after being in serious condition. His wife says that he's on his way to make a full recovery. And remember, he is just one of the hundreds of New Yorkers who are recovering or have fully recovered from this illness. Rick?
Trinity, thanks for being on.
Hey, man, hey, it looked like a ghost town. Hey, let me go back to Jake, though. Let me go back to Jake. Here, where is he? Where is he? Right here? Yep, right here. Look at the difference in spirit.
1,000 commuters pass through daily, virtually empty.
I've never ever seen this before, and people are losing their minds. But at the end of the day, stay safe.
And
Jake, cool, man. Hey, Jake was a smooth man. Jake ain't worried about nothing. Hey, but you know what? Yeah, but you know what, man? Hey, the majority of Jake, they gonna have to suffer, man. They're gonna have to suffer. But you can tell, man, Jake got a better spirit about this. Oh, and in Baltimore, them Jakes is saying the hell with the curfew. Let me go to Say Cheese TV. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, on Instagram. And this is how martial law is going to be instituted. Because these Jakes, they don't care, man. They're like, man, the hell with a curfew. Here it is, right here.
Like it's curfew. They are like it's curfew. Bitch, we is from Baltimore. We don't care about no fucking curfew. Avenue. You heard my man say, shorty. Like it's curfew. They are like it's curfew. Bitch, we is from Baltimore. We don't care about no fucking curfew. You heard my
There's
man
some wild
say,
Jakes out here. See, man,
like it's curfew.
There's some wild Jakes
like
out here.
Curfew. Bitch, we is from Baltimore. We don't care about no fucking curfew.
Yeah, they'll kill you quick out there, man. Baltimore. And Jake gonna stop killing each other. And our people gonna turn on Esau. All right, so this is just some live updates. Let me go ahead and refresh. It's always some breaking news, man. Oh, a staffer tested positive on Friday. Right, Cuba's going to stop allowing foreigners to enter the island, with the exception of residents. Yep, one of the a member of the vice president's staff, the vice president's staff has tested positive, citing Mike Pence's press secretary. So it's more and more people that are closer to Trump. Here it is. This is what I really want to concentrate on: Argentina. Argentina's authorities are trying hard to enforce the nationwide mandatory quarantine imposed Friday, today, by President Alberto Fernandez, with great difficulty in some cases. In the northern city of Jujuy, police in white, full-body sanitary suits tried to arrest a group of youngsters who defied the quarantine. You see? And this is going to happen. There's Jakes that's still on the block right now. And Esau going to hit them blocks and say, get in. And Jake going to be like, hell nah. And that's up. Yo, Jake's going to kick down doors, loot stores. Of course, man. Jake is good for that. Especially them Jakes in Oakland. Man, there's certain cities got a vibration on it. Oakland, LA, they going to go crazy, man. You see? Woo! And some hazmat suits. Woo! Oh, the brother said the military soldier here in Arizona supposedly caught the virus at the base. Which means what? Arizona is next to get shut down. You'll use that as a pretense. Yeah, I got Atmex up here. Oh, I got hooked up. Went to go get some gold and silver yesterday. And everybody's buying gold and silver up. Everybody, man. So the dealers, man, they're selling way above the spot price. But the Spirit led me to this Russian dude, and he hooked it up. I actually got a good deal. And I was allowed to help the brothers out, bless those brothers with a couple of pieces. And got a lot for myself, Which, is that going to deliver you? Is that going to save you? No. Yet money is a defense. Just like the food. The Spirit hopped on my woman to go and get a lot of food. And good. Got a lot of food, a lot of toilet paper and all that stuff. Because that's her job, man. It was a defense. You would rather have gotten it last week than right now, man. People was waiting in these lines for 5 hours. Oh, and fights are going to start breaking out in those lines, by the way. Which we know that.
Devin, we have word now that the military is setting up shop at FedEx Field. They have unmarked police cars in the area. And they also have military moving in and setting up tents like what you see right here in this shot. You can see here a closer look here at the tents that are going up here for triage.
Now, FedEx Field, this is where the Washington Redskins play. So that's a big parking lot.
This area, so they are using the stadiums as a spot to set up shop. They did this quite a few years back in Baltimore as well. So the folks in Baltimore, if you get a chance, go down and take a peek in between the two stadiums, because that's exactly where they set up years ago, and we caught them doing the same thing down there. So many different images here showing this, and also some footage here of the Humvees and the military rolling in. I'm going to leave you with a clip on that. If you have anything that you want me to share, let me know. Dabu7@yahoo.com.
There you go, man. So it's getting real out here. It's getting very real. Right, so yep, live updates, man. Because everything is breaking news. All right, there's so much to report on. Restrictions are dramatically ramping up amid the growing coronavirus pandemic. With Illinois and its 13 million residents, 10 mil in the Chicago area, the latest to join California by moving closer to an effective lockdown. You see, it's a lockdown. Meantime, New York told non-essential workers to stay home, which I just played the video. Florida closed restaurants, bars, and gyms amid spring break revelry. Right, rain on a parade. Like that devil DeSantis said, hey, Hey, party time is over. Fun time is over. Oh, and they rode up. They rode up on horses, man. Kicked them off the beach. And the U.S.-Mexico border is closing to non-essential travel. Right, so the member of Pence's staff tested positive. Italy announced another record-breaking death toll on Friday, 627, up from 427 the previous day. The country cited 9,600 people in one day for violating lockdown. Yeah, because people are rising up against this. People don't want to be quarantined in a house, and they've been locked down for a minute now. So people are going to do what? They're going to rebel, and then there's going to be more boots on the ground, more military presence, which is what? Martial law. More than 250,000 cases have been confirmed across the globe. Yep, and in China, no new local infections. You see? So it's really hitting what? It's really hitting Esau. This is really hitting you Edomites. Yeah, and I already went into this in Argentina, for those Argentinians. Starting Friday, citizens are only permitted to leave their homes for essential services such as supermarkets and pharmacies. The lockdown, which will be enforced by security forces, lasts until March 31st, so 11 days. And they already bucking up, man. All right, let me see what else I got. Yep, I got this, and then I'm going to get into the scriptures.
Dabu7, I want to share with you guys here a little bit of footage of a lot of military equipment being hauled, and it looks like I have a couple clips here that may coincide with one another. We have one that was initially shared over on Twitter that showed this outside of Chicago, and that clip is here, where they're showing a bunch of these going by on the train. Now, I've got another clip here that I'll share with you. This is coming from Janesville, Wisconsin. So you guys could see right there what that one looked like with all those different vehicles on it, like the other. And if we take a look at a map and we look at the first sighting going out of Chicago, now we've got this one in Janesville, and he specifically said on the clip that I just showed you that they were heading toward Madison. So they're going in this direction out of the Chicago area, heading up toward Madison in terms of all this equipment specifically. And let's not forget about all the talk here of National Guard troops being activated, and they're expecting them to be used for law enforcement. Those numbers to pick up. Now, if they federalize the troops, they cannot be used for that. There's a lot that goes with this. I'm going to break this down on the live stream tonight. Underground World News Live. Make sure to join us. Going live.
Right, and he's going into a spill. But yeah, it's getting real. It's getting very real for our people. I mean, it's getting real for Esau too, man. Esau losing it. Oh, Esau killing themselves. Edomites say killing themselves. Murder suicides. They the main ones getting infected. Hey, and Jake is not having this shutdown. Jake is not having being quarantined. All right, so this is the book of Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. Right, and this is the time that we're in. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. Right, and we are in that time of trouble. Yeah, right, like the brother Vessel says, they say 11 days now. Just like with California. At first, it was until April 7th. Now it's the 23rd or something like that. The 20th or the 23rd. So we're going to see. Such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. Right, this is unprecedented, record-breaking. Yeah, brother, I am. I'm locked down. Yep, I'm locked down. Yeah, I believe he's a Jake too, brother. I believe that as well. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. That's right, man. You have to be written in the book of life in order to survive this. Because this is going to get crazy, man. That time of trouble, Jacob's trouble, Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. Right, unprecedented. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. That's right, but he shall be saved out of it. Now, who's that he that's going to be saved? The elect of the nation of Israel. All right, because 2/3 of the nation of Israel are going to get cut off and die. And we are in the time of great prophecy. All right, Luke 21:9. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified. That's right, so we're not supposed to be terrified. For these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Verse 25. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity. That's right, these nations are distressed and they're perplexed. Yeah, I'm so thankful too, brother. You know, I'm eternally grateful to Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shah for having me in his faith, for giving me the spirit to prophesy. Yeah, let me go ahead and bring that out, brother. 1 Peter, you know, the water we're adding on, the skillful adding, as the scriptures tell us in the book of Sirach, the 21st chapter. First Peter chapter 2, verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, right? The chosen generation, a royal priesthood and holy nation, a peculiar people, that you should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. That's right, man, into this marvelous light. This is a marvelous thing to behold, because we actually know what's going on. The majority of these people, they don't understand fully what's coming. That's why they're caught off guard when there's more restrictions. Like it said here, let me pull it back up. Or was it somewhere else? It said like unprecedented or unprecedented new measures. Yeah, I think I X'd that one out. But yeah, that's what's happening. These things are unprecedented. So we're supposed to be thankful, man. Let me jump down to this one. So we know about Illinois. Connecticut, gatherings of more than 50 are banned. Bars and restaurants will only be open for takeout and delivery. All clubs, bars, movie theaters, nail salons, hair salons, and gyms to shut down. All indoor shopping malls, amusement parks, and bowling alleys are closed. In Louisiana, it's a month-long ban on all bars, nightclubs, casinos, movie theaters, gyms, and health clubs. And that's the main source of income out there. All right, the bars partying in the French Quarter in New Orleans. Restaurants may be open, but only for takeout and delivery. All public gatherings over 50 are banned. All right, this is real restrictive. Same thing in Minnesota. Jersey is a curfew. It's a curfew in Jersey. Woo! Wow, that's crazy. Statewide curfew from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. No gatherings are larger than 50 people. Because out here, there's not a curfew. I mean, it's a stay at home, but you know, you could still, you know, be out. You could be out in the neighborhood. You could maybe take a walk or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Walk your dog. It's a straight up curfew. No gatherings larger than 50 people. Same thing. Washington governor offered a statewide a statewide emergency shutdown on Sunday, which was the first state to force Americans indoors, and the state with the most national deaths due to the coronavirus. Yeah, so it did spread like wildfire. Yep, the women in Albany, New York are still walking proud. I will see how long that will last. And not too long. Not too long, brother. Not too long at all. It's about to get crazy. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the capital city, right, brother? Yeah, so in these capital cities, those cities, they're lasting a little longer. They're not as shut down because you have the government, then you got those that cater to the government. That's why here in Sacramento, it's not as desolate as in other places because there's still the government. You know, they still have to run. You know, but it's still looking desolate out here. All right. All right, Luke 21 and 26. Actually, let me finish here. With perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them for fear. Right, a lot of people, like Jake said, man, people are losing their mind. Men's hearts failing them for fear. And a lot of people, they're going to have aneurysms. Oh, 2 Lakers tested positive. Beautiful. Right, people going to have aneurysms. People going to have strokes. People going to have heart attacks. Men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. Right, because this is only the tip of the iceberg. This is the beginning of sorrows. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. That's right, man. Esau getting shooken up. Well, in Massachusetts, it's from 11 p.m. till 6 a.m. That's real restrictive, man. And they didn't even say nothing about Massachusetts on there. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And that's how we know that Yahushua is soon to come. Yahushua is soon to come. He's going, he's going to jack this place up. And he is him and his father jacking this place up right now. Because this is all the will of the Heavenly Father. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. That's right. So our redemption draweth nigh. This is a beautiful time to be alive. All right, 2 Ezra 15 and 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Right, and that's the time that we're in. You have people desiring to go into a city, but they're not able to. That's what we're experiencing right now. Like, I want to go up to Reno, but I can't. Why? Because I'm only supposed to be traveling for essential things. So how can I justify if there are checkpoints up there, which I don't know? My mother, she believes that there's checkpoints everywhere. You know, she hasn't really went out, but she says she believes she heard something about that. Yeah, the chip could be rolled out in next week. What you think? I that's what I believe. I mean, what else is there to do? I mean, this place is already locked down, a good part of the country. And I believe that it's going to be a statewide, in all these states, a statewide order. It's going to everybody be locked down. And then in order to have certain privileges to go out and about, you got to have the RFID chip. They can introduce it that way, or we'll see, though. You know, but it's obviously close. All right, let me jump down. Where is that at? Or is it the 16th chapter? Bear with me. Hold on. Yeah, I think it's the next chapter. Hey, because people are going to get to the point where they're desiring to see somebody. Yep, 2 Ezra 16. And where's that at? Okay, here it is. Yep, 2 Ezra 16 and 24. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? Yeah, because people are going to start getting put to death on a wide level. And this is pretty much a glimpse of how it's going to be. Except people aren't going to be quarantined. They're actually going to get put to death. They're going to die either from the famine, from these plagues, from the race wars. You ain't going to be seeing nobody out here. The tree shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripe, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men. Now, it looks like that now. That's because of the quarantine. Now it's going to look like that in a very short future because of the mass death which is coming to this place. Very exciting times. So that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. You're going to desire to hear the voice of somebody. And people are desiring that right now. You know, they want to go outside and have fun on the streets. But they're not able to. Why? Because they can't go into another city. For of a city there shall be 10 left. Right, all these cities, you got 600,000 people, 1 million people. There's going to come a time when there's only 10 people left. And 2 of the field which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of rocks. And I could go on, but, you know, it's a beautiful chapter, but I'm going to go ahead and end there. Yeah, we're so close. Very, very close, man. This is a beautiful time to be alive. All right, so with that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, the Wadi Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai for allowing me to do this lesson. beautiful time to be alive. Absolutely beautiful. We should all be grateful and thankful that we're called and Yahweh Ratazah, we be of the elect chosen to actually see this. All right, till next time, Shalom.